Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, and today we're going to be doing another kind of battle of the foundations, but more so a comparison of two more Tom Ford foundations. Well, actually just one additional one. So we have the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate foundation, and then we have the Tom Ford Traceless foundation stick. So a few of you all have been asking me questions about how these two foundations compare. So I figured I'd just bring you a full-on wear test showing how both of them look on my skin, how they last throughout the day, and all of those good details. But before we get into this video, I just want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend some time with me. If this is your first time here, I'd love for you to stick around and subscribe to my channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for constantly coming back to support my channel and for every like and comment that each and every one of you give me. It really means a lot to me. So let's get into this video. So I've already done a full review of the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate foundation. I recently did a video comparing this to the La Mer, the Soft Fluid foundation. So I'm not gonna spend too much time and detail on this foundation, but I will go ahead and say that I love it. I wear the shade 8.7. This is just such a beautiful, soft, radiant type of finish on the face that gives you a good solid medium coverage. It lasts very well throughout the day, like it's amazing. This foundation does retail for a whopping $150, and you can purchase it from Nordstrom and the Tom Ford website. Now onto the Tom Ford Traceless foundation stick. So this does retail for $88. We get a full 0.5 ounces or 15 grams of product. This foundation does come in 38 shades. I wear the shade 8.7. I have an older one, so the shade on here is 9.0, but my newer foundation shade is 8.7. This is going to be described as full coverage for normal to dry skin, and it's going to be what they call a versatile type of product because you can apply it sheerly or you can build it up to full coverage. And it's going to give you a beautiful, natural, and undetectable finish. You can use it as a concealer and it'll leave what they call a soft matte finish. So in my experiences with the stick foundation, I have never worn it full coverage. I don't think it can get to full coverage, but that's just my own personal opinion. So I'm gonna start off priming my face with the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas Primer. So I'm gonna go in first with the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate foundation and blend it in with my Flower Beauty Kabuki brush. So this is what the Tom Ford foundation looks like on my face, the Shade and Illuminate foundation. Just a beautiful, radiant type of finish. I don't like to cake on my foundation, so I'm gonna leave the coverage here. But yeah, this is what we're looking like. So I'm gonna clean off this brush and then we can apply the stick foundation. So here we have the Tom Ford stick foundation, and I just like to apply it like this, just directly onto the skin. So I will add a couple swipes like this. If I'm trying to go for like a very sheer type of coverage, I literally will just do like 1, 2, 3 stripes and blend it in that way. And it just looks like your skin is just flawless, but it looks like your skin. It doesn't even look like you're wearing foundation. But I did apply a little bit more today since since we're doing an actual wear test on it, and I want you all to be able to see how it wears and all of that other stuff. So I wanted it to be a little bit more visible on the face. So this is what the Traceless foundation stick looks like on my face. And like I said before, the shade that I have is 9.0, which they don't have that shade anymore. So if there's a color difference, that's probably due to the older shade that I do have. But this is what it's looking like. And both sides I feel are both radiant. Both sides I think add a beautiful finish to the face. I'll come in a little closer so you can get a little bit more of a better look at both of the foundations. So here we have Shade and Illuminate, and then we have the Traceless foundation stick. So yeah, I think both of them look beautiful on the skin. I love the Traceless foundation stick for days when I want lighter coverage makeup. Not saying that it can't go full and it won't look pretty full. It's just, I don't know, when I wear this foundation, I just like to wear it literally just with a lighter makeup for just that like glowy, a little more perfected type of look. But as you can see, you can build it up to get like a nice medium coverage. I'll go ahead and add just a little bit more over my freckles, and like I said before, I only put foundation there to cover up my freckles so you all can see the buildability of the product. Not because I really like covering my freckles, because I don't. I like to show them. But as you can see, you can build up the coverage of this stick foundation. Then I'll add a little bit over here, just so we're matching. Okay, so this is what we're looking like with all the foundations built up to what I feel is a very comfortable, solid, medium to maybe full coverage, because I feel like my freckles are definitely diminished. And if I wanted to use a high coverage concealer, I probably could kind of blank them out if I wanted to. So this is the base that we're looking at. So I'm gonna finish putting on my makeup, and it is currently 11:02. So I'm gonna have this foundation or these foundations on for at least 8 hours. So I'll check back in to show you what everything looks like with all of my makeup completed, and then we'll check back in at the end of the day to show you how they're looking. I honestly recommend both. This is more so just for you to decide which one you might like better, and which one you feel might fit your skin needs a little bit better. This is what we're looking like with everything on my face, and of course I will link everything down below if you're interested in what I have on my face. But I think both sides of my face look really nice. I love how with both foundations, even though I did set my face with powder, I can still see radiance through my skin. It doesn't look dry or flaky or anything like that. So yeah, so I'm gonna go about my day, and I will have this foundation on for at least 8 hours so that you all can see how both sides hold up, and so you can make a decision as to which foundation you might like, one side, another, or both. So stay tuned for the end of the video, and I will share with you my final thoughts and show you what we're looking like. Okay, so we are back. It is the end of the day, and I have had these foundations on for, I want to say, over 9 hours now. So we have definitely given these, I keep saying this thinking it's one, it's two. We've definitely given these foundations time to settle in, to, you know, mix with the elements. I went outside today. So we've kind of put them through the works. I wanted to come in a little closer so you could see what everything is looking like. So remember, we have the Shade and Illuminate foundation on this side of the face, and then we have the Traceless foundation stick on this side. And honestly, like I said before, I really do enjoy both of these foundations. And so just to kind of point out some slight differences that I did notice between the two, I do see some slight settling of the foundation in this smile line here, but this is a smile line where I typically do get some settling of the foundation. But I do feel like looking at myself from a distance, it doesn't look too bad, but it is definitely some settling there. I feel like both sides are nice and dewy. I do feel like I could blot right about now. If I had to extend the wear of these foundations, then I definitely would blot at this point. But I think both sides have held up very well. In terms of coverage, I think both give you a nice solid medium coverage. If you wanted to add more foundation, I think you could add more foundation. I don't think you're gonna get either of these foundations up to like full-on maximum coverage. I don't think it's worth it in terms of you using additional product to give you additional coverage. I think both of these foundations look really pretty at a light medium or medium amount of coverage. But honestly, I don't really see any differences between the two in terms of how I prefer to wear these foundations. I really prefer to wear the stick foundation with just a few swipes. So the amount that I put on today is definitely more than I would normally wear. I really enjoy just wearing this not as heavy. Not saying it feels heavy, but just not with as much coverage as I put on today. But you can definitely see that you can get some pretty decent coverage with the stick foundation. But I really don't see too much of a difference. At one point in the day, I felt like the shade and Illuminate side was a little bit more dewy than the stick foundation side, since the stick foundation is claiming that we'll have more of a soft matte finish. But at this point in the day, like at the end of the day, I think both sides look pretty much the same in terms of I'm experiencing about the same amount of dew. You guys tell me which side that you think looks better. Let me know your thoughts, because a few of you all have asked me what my thoughts are, which one I think is better, which one I think, you know, has more coverage. And honestly, I think you can build both sides up to have about the same type of coverage. And I think you can get the same amount of dew from both, depending on how long you're wearing it. I typically love to wear the stick foundation in the summertime and in the springtime when I want a little bit more of a lighter coverage. With this particular foundation, I've only had it for a short amount of time, but I feel like this is going to be one that I will wear when I maybe have like a little bit more of a glam moment or like a special event, just because it's so expensive. So this is not a foundation I'm going to wear every day. But I really do enjoy both sides. So yeah, that is it. I really hope that you all found this helpful, and that for those of you who were asking questions about the two, I hope that this helped to kind of clarify and answer some of those questions. If there are any other questions that you have that I didn't answer in this video, please leave them down in the comments below. I'll definitely try to get to them as soon as I can. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye guys.